So I'm not sure how good things are looking. In my last video, I talked about how I'm not noticing any visual changes in my bite, any gaps between my two front teeth, and that's not a bad thing. Dr. Yoon said it usually appears around 2 to 3 weeks. Right now, I'm on day 15. So, but my screws are starting to look really angled. And I'll show you what I mean here. So here's a picture of my MSE day 1. Here's a picture day 9. And then here's a picture last night at day 14. And you can see that these screws are being pulled and they're just starting to bend in the bone, or at least that's what it looks like to me. It doesn't look great. And that's kind of a little disappointing. I don't know how normal this is or how much of a bad sign this is, or if it is a bad sign. I mean, it seems like it to me. Actually, this picture from the day 9 I had sent to Dr. Yoon just as a progress email, and she didn't mention anything wrong, so maybe things are okay. But for now, I sent her a follow-up email, and I'm not gonna be doing any more turns until I know that I should be doing more turns. So we'll see. Another thing that I thought I'd mention, kind of on a lighter note, it's something that I had been kind of experiencing since I got it installed, the MSE, but I couldn't quite exactly pin down what's happening, but I think I figured it out. So one of the things I noticed when I first started this treatment is that food is significantly less satisfying. Like, just eating food is just, it's not as good, and I couldn't really pin down why, but I think I got it. So because you have this device on the roof of your mouth, what you really have to do is you chew your food, and then your tongue picks up the food and you carry the food back to the back of your throat. And so I realized that when you normally eat food, you chew it, and you swallow it. As you swallow it, it travels all along the surface of your entire tongue, traveling along all the taste buds. But since you don't really get that swallowing, it's like you can only taste foods on like the front and sides of your tongue as you're chewing. But that swallow, I never really realized how much of the taste you sense from the swallow and how much you're missing when you just have to like carry the food back into your throat and kind of swallow it like a pill. Anyway, that's all I've got for now, and I really hope that there's something good is gonna happen, because oops, my nasal strip came off. I got a reply from Dr. Yoon. She said, from the photos, I think the suture is about to break. You don't need to force it if it resists a lot. You can take a break for a few days and try to turn it again, or you can do half or 1 turn a day until the suture breaks. Keep me updated. So, you know, I obviously thought that my suture was already broken. I mean, what I felt, I think whatever, on day 3 or whatever, it wasn't subtle. But maybe it's not split, maybe it is. It sounds like we're not really gonna do any scans to confirm, but I'm hoping for good things. I guess that means that the angled screws are not a sign that things aren't working, but maybe they're not exactly a sign that things are working. So she said, I see that the screws are bending, but how hard is it to turn, and are you experiencing any headaches or soreness? Which I'm not experiencing much headaches or soreness actually, but you know, I have mentioned before there is a lot of resistance. Tomorrow marks week 3 of MSE, and yeah, still no expansion. As you can see, I mean, at least I don't notice a difference, but I'm going to post some more progress photos up here. So take a look at that. So since I last talked with Dr. Yoon, I had stopped turning the device for 2 days, and then I continued turning it at 2 turns per day, but I started to space them out. Instead of doing 2 at night, I do 1 in the morning and 1 at night. That's not her recommendation. I just feel like I don't want to overload the device with pressure, but I also don't want to have moments where there isn't any pressure at all. So I wouldn't recommend doing that, or I really don't know what I'm supposed to be doing actually. Remember, she said it would open up around 2 to 3 weeks, so I think, I'm really hoping it's about time, but nothing yet. I think in the next day or two, if I don't see anything, I'm gonna talk to her and ask what we should do next. So I sent the most recent photos of my bite and my expander and the screws and everything over to Dr. Yoon. And, looking more at the photos, I really thought that this was grounds for calling it quits, but she said keep turning. And so I will keep turning, and I'm really hoping for good things. It's not like I've seen a ton of cases, but I've never seen a case successful where the screws have just been tilted so much. But I trust her, and I'm really hoping that there is a chance that this is gonna end up well. She also said that doing 1 in the morning and 1 at night is fine, is good. And that's really all I have to share for now. So I'll see what happens. Take it easy.